There are 50 X-Factor players that use 21 unique X-Factor abilities in Madden 24, and today we're going to activate every single one of them. This video is sponsored by the EA Creator Network on an early access build of the game, so everything you see is subject to change. Shout out to EA for letting me capture this footage for you guys. To activate Bazooka, we need to complete a 30-yard pass in the air, which hopefully shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, we've got Stefon Diggs on our team. So I'm back with Josh Allen in the pocket, and I'm hoping this can be 30 yards in the air. With Bazooka activated, we can throw the ball much farther, so we're going to try to hit Stefon Diggs on a streak route. And in fear of getting sacked, I'm just going to launch it up to Diggs as far as we possibly can, and he breaks the tackle. And Josh Allen throws the ball 80 yards in the air. Because we completed our objective with Josh Allen, we're going to be trading him over to the worst team. And every player that we're able to activate here will be trading over as well. And then we're going to sim to see if that team can win a Super Bowl in franchise at the end of this. Now, since several of these players have the same X Factor, we're only going to be activating the one with the highest rating. But for example, Patrick Mahomes also has Bazooka, but it's the same criteria, and I don't want to bore you guys with the same type of video. Now, let's hop over to the defensive side of the ball and look at our linebackers. Specifically the X-Factor unstoppable force that both TJ Watt and Joey Bosa have. However, TJ Watt is a 96 overall, so we're going to be activating unstoppable force with TJ Watt. Now with TJ Watt, we need to sack the QB twice in order to activate him. That's one sack, and the second one came in no time. Now he should be activated. Just absolutely blows by his defender right to Jimmy G, forces the fumble, and we scoop it up. And of course, we're doing the same thing with TJ Watt over to the Cardinals as well. Our next X-Factor quarterback is Joe Burrow, who has run and gun, which grants him perfect passing while on the run. In order to activate Joe Burrow, we have to make consecutive passes for 5 yards in the air 3 times in a row. We just got to get by Joey Bosa. And on the run, perfect accuracy, Jamar Chase scores. And just like that, we've completed Joe Burrow. And of course, we'll be trading Joe Burrow over to the Cardinals, though we do already have Josh Allen. And next up, we have Relentless, where rush moves no longer cost points. Both Max Crosby and Nick Bosa have this X Factor, but Nick Bosa is the highest rated player of the two, so that's the one we're going to be using. Sack or a tackle for loss will activate his X Factor. TFL, 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 TFL. And he's in the zone. Now let's try to sack Geno Smith. We're going to try and get to Geno this time. Go inside, swim move. We almost got to him, almost pressured him, but we did force a fumble on the other end. Now all we got to do is trade him to the Cardinals because he's going to be joining our squad. Next up, we have Lamar Jackson, our last quarterback X-Factor ability with truzz, who can't fumble as a result of a tackle. To activate Lamar, we have to rush for 1 yard 5 times. So I'm just going to keep the ball with him no matter what because we just need 1 yard here, and that's exactly what we'll get. Lamar is activated. This means he cannot fumble the ball no matter what kind of hit we take. So let's just go ahead and scramble outside here because he's just going to be faster than literally the entire field. So we'll go ahead and juke that guy out. Let's see if Lamar can scramble for a touchdown here. Just gonna get outside. Juke that guy. Juke. Breaks a tackle. Lamar Jackson with truzz. It's no fear when you can't fumble the ball. Well, unfortunately, we're getting an error on this, so we're going to add as many players as we possibly can, but there's only so many you can add with the cap space. And I'll update you guys on who we're able to add to the Cardinals at the end of the video. Next up for our linebackers, we've got Fred Warner, who has Zone Hawk. He's the only player with this X-Factor ability in the game, where it gives him more interceptions in zone coverage. I'm doing it in practice mode because it's the only way I can force the quarterback to throw it to him. And after many failed attempts, trust me, this is the best way. There's another! Okay, now he should be activated. So let's test out the INT ability. There's the interception from Fred Warner, and he's going to return this for 6 maybe, unless he gets tackled by Chris Cousins. Oh my God, I've been recording too much. Obviously, it's Kirk Cousins. Now we're on to our running backs with Derrick Henry, who has Freight Train. He's the only one that has this, and it gives you an increased chance to break the next tackle attempt. In order to activate Henry, we need to rush for 10 yards 3 times, which hopefully shouldn't be too difficult, considering he is the best running back in the NFL. And now Derrick Henry is activated with Freight Train. So let's see if we can break a tackle here. I actually got it. There we go. We broke that tackle, broke that tackle. Now let's just run the ball up the gut and see how many tackles he can break here. Breaks that one. How about another stretch play to the outside? We're just going to go right through this linebacker. Go right through you. Derrick Henry says, "Get off of me," and he gets into the end zone. And just like that, we got Derrick Henry added to the Cardinals. Next up on defense, we've got Derwin James with reinforcement, which gives him a higher chance to defeat run blocks and disrupt catches. Demario Davis and Roquan Smith also have this, but Derwin James is the highest rated at a 95 overall. To activate Derwin James, we need to force incompletions or tackles for loss. So we're just going to go for tackles for loss against this Cowboys run game. Now his chances of defeating run blocks are even better. So let's see how much of a difference this makes. Well, we were able to shed it super quickly, but not exactly get in the back. Our next is Wrecking Ball, which gives a high success rate on trucks and stiff arms. We're going to be using Nick Chubb, who's a 97 overall, though Austin Eckler and Josh Jacobs also get this ability as well. In order to activate Chubb, we have to rush for 10 yards 3 times, just like Derrick Henry, but we're doing it because it gives him a different ability than Derrick Henry got. And boy, did it make an impact. Stiff arm you. Stiff arm you. Look at that, Nick Chubb. Easily scored a touchdown and on to the next one. Next, back to defense, we have run stuffer. Block shedding is more effective versus run plays with Lavonte David, who's the only linebacker who has this ability. To activate Lavonte David, we need to make 2 tackles for losses. That should be our first one with Lavonte David. There's our second TFL, and he's now in the zone. And just like that, we're able to get past him so easily because of our X-Factor ability. Next up, we've got Ankle Breaker, which gives a high fake-out rate on skill moves following the catch. Both Terry McLaurin and Christian McCaffrey have this ability, but we're going with Christian McCaffrey because he's the higher rated of the two. Now, in order to activate him, we need to make 3 10-yard receptions with him. So we're just going to put him on a wheel route and hope that he's able to get open for 10 yards. And he catches the first one. And CMC's a beast, so we pretty quickly got the other 2 receptions we needed. And we're just going to get him the ball first here on a drag route so that he's able to break ankles just like that after the catch. Easily done. How about just on a little swing route? Hopefully this can get it done. He can break some ankles here. Break that guy, and an easy touchdown. What a stud Christian McCaffrey is. With all these players added to the Cardinals and a god squad of a roster, they better be able to win a Super Bowl, right? I mean, they have to. Next up on cornerbacks now, we've got bottleneck, where you dominantly win Madden press attempts. We've got Jalen Ramsey, the only cornerback in the game with this X Factor. In order to activate Ramsey, we need to force 2 incompletions with him. And now he'll dominantly win man press attempts. So let's go ahead and press here. It is Javonte Williams out there, but let's see how well he can actually win. Oh, yeah, he just threw him to the ground, dude. Oh, my gosh. Back on offense, our last running back ability, first one free, gives a high fake-out rate on the next juke, spin, or hurdle. We're using Saquon Barkley, though Dalvin Cook also has this ability as well. Now, in order to get Saquon in the zone, we just got to rush for 10 yards 3 times yet again. And I'm sure you figured this out by now, but using players that are X-Factors means it's really easy to do these challenges. Saquon is in the zone. This means he's going to fake out his first defender just about every single time. So we'll just get around Max Crosby there. Fake out this guy. Let's just get him the ball quickly on the outside. Spin this guy out. Juke these guys out. Oh, Saquon, that was so nasty. Okay, he's got to get by Max Crosby here. He gets by them both, and he falls in the end zone. Our last cornerback ability is shutdown, tighter coverage, and more interceptions on contested catches from Jaire Alexander, Trey White, Darius Slay, and Surtain all have this ability, but Jaire is the highest rated overall. In order to activate him, we need to force 2 incompletions, just like Jalen Ramsey. We get tighter coverage and contested catches. Out of 5 attempts, Jaire was only able to pick off 1 ball despite his X Factor being on. And then in man coverage, he got roasted by Javonte Williams. I thought that was interesting. Next up, we've got momentum shift. On-field opponents have their zone progress white. We're going to be using Chris Jones, although Jonathan Allen also has it, but Chris Jones is rated higher. To get Chris Jones in the zone, we got to sack the QB twice. Chris Jones is activated. All right, well, we got by 2 defenders there, and we almost get in for the sack. Unfortunately, we really don't get to see momentum shift because no one was in the zone in that one, but it would wipe all their progress towards their X Factors on the other side of the ball. Next up, we've got double me that wins aggressive catches versus single coverage. We'll be using Travis Kelce, though Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, and Jamar Chase all get this X Factor ability. To activate Travis Kelce, we have to make 2 20-plus yard catches, and we'll throw it up to him in the red zone here. And he comes down with it. That was double me. The ball did not get swatted out, and he won that against one-on-one coverage. On the defensive side, we've got blitz, and the only player to have this is Aaron Donald. On-field blockers will have their resistance bars white. To get Aaron Donald activated, we need to sack the quarterback twice. And Donald is in the zone already. You can't see it, but the offensive line has had their progress bars white, and so he's going to still be a beast and get by early and almost sack Justin Herbert yet again. Next up, we've got Yak 'em Up. Increased chance to break the first post-catch tackle. We're using George Kittle, though Mark Andrews and Deebo Samuel both have this ability as well. In order to activate Kittle, we have to make 3 20-plus yard receptions. Let's just get him the ball in open space here on a drag route. Hopefully that will be enough for him. So turn up the field. He should break tackles now. He breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles almost. Let's just throw a little slant here. He'll catch that. He should break some tackles. He breaks 3 tackles. to get himself down to the end zone and score from the 21-yard line. Next up, we've got Fearmonger, a chance to pressure the QB while engaged with the blocker. We're going to be using Von Miller, though Cameron Hayward also gets this X Factor. In order to get Von Miller in the zone, we have to sack the quarterback twice. Means we have a chance to pressure the quarterback while being engaged with the block. We don't get the feedback, but that was an inaccurate pass on the screen. We have two offensive abilities left. The first one is rack 'em up, wins, rack, catches. We've got Tyreek Hill, the wide receiver, even though Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs both get this as well. In order to get Tyreek in the zone, we got to make 3 20-yard receptions. We've done this a couple times. I got a good strategy for it at this. We're going to have him up the sideline. Tyreek Hill, rack catches it and doesn't drop it. I'm telling you, normally that is a knockout, but since he's got his ability, he wins that ball. Our last ability is max security, high success rate on possession catches with A.J. Brown, even though Keenan Allen gets this as well. And then remember, we're putting all these players on the worst team in the NFL, the Cardinals, and simming and seeing if all these X factors equate to a Super Bowl win. He needs to catch 4 consecutive targets in order to activate his ability, so we're just going to make these really easy. And so we lob one up for him and see if he can win this. Can he win it? He does! The possession catch comes through. And we added a bunch of players to the Cardinals who were the worst team in the NFL, and this is what we ended up with. And just as predicted, almost this whole team is basically X Factors. The offense looks crazy, and the defense looks even crazier. Look at all this red on the field. And after simming this season, the Cardinals had the first round bye as the #1 seed in the NFC, and they're in the divisional game. They're going to be taking on the Cowboys, who win 11-6. They went 14-3, winning their division, and they're supposed to be the worst team. That's how much these X Factor players actually matter. They got the easy W, 35-17. Now it's time for the conference championship. They took a 7-0 lead, but the Falcons scored 3 points, and Arizona's back on top with a 7-point lead again, but the Falcons tied it up. Now the Arizona Cardinals take the lead by 4 points here, 17-3 in the third, 24-13 in the fourth, but the Falcons are keeping it close until a go-ahead score, 31-26, and they end up with the NFC Conference Championship. They're going to the Super Bowl, and to no one's surprise, they're taking on the Chiefs, because of course, the Cardinals take a 7-0 lead, 14-0 lead, 21-0 lead, 28-0. This is an absolute beatdown blowout. The Chiefs haven't even put up a point in the third quarter. The Cardinals continue to run away with it into the fourth, 35-0, and they're going to walk away with an easy Super Bowl victory. There you have it. X Factors play a massive role in Madden 24. And if you like this video, I gold starred every single mini game in Madden 24. Go ahead and click it up here. You know you want to watch it.